Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie.
Brax missing.
You stop by anytime you like. Hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
You better get out of here, Frederick. I think she's got a type, and I think you are it. Hello? I suppose we should have a little chat.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
Oh, I think I might be her
Bedside
type.
manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Look, if you're gonna try and kind of do this weird flirty thing, you should probably drop the grandma act. That's a very specific niche I don't think a lot of people buy into. I have been asked to pick up a caffeinoid supplement.
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to the professionals.
She is a professional.
Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
It's... Oh... I don't know, Auntie. I'll have to pry that secret from my little sweet cheeks. No, thank you. Actually, the pills are... Oh, what if I say they're for Nyoka? They're for Nyoka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Right, okay. So basically, it's not that it's unsafe for her to have more caffeinoid, it just means that you're just trying to strong-arm her into joining MSI. When can Nyoka get her next dose? Because I think you might want to check your terminal again.
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply rather quickly. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do.
You don't need to do anything.
Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
I wouldn't worry about that. Well, I thought you were in charge around here, Auntie. How many caffeinoids am I exactly trying to persuade her into giving me right now? But I thought you were in charge around here. So you ought to be. You clearly know your stuff.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
A forgetful fellow, eh? I won't just ask about the supply room. First of all, I know where it is, and I don't want to make her suspicious. But you're a forgetful one, aren't you?
Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll, eventually.
Careful experimentation.
But until then, it's lots of fun.
Episodic pharmacological delirium is no laughing matter, young lady.
You just seem like an older, kind of a bit more addled Ellie. Well, I'll figure this out on my own, don't you worry.
Chin up, dearie.
Okay, I definitely can't pick up her pills then.
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
I am here to pick up the caffeinoid for Nyoka at Ramarim Wentworth III.
Now that can't be. Ms. Ramnareem Wentworth has already exceeded the month's... Oh. Dear me. She does have another dose in her allotment. How did I miss this?
Oh, you know, old age, probably the substance abuse. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you've been busy.
My, but you are a doll. Here's Nyoka's caffeinoid, and if I know her, she's probably ready for it by now.
Yeah, she definitely is.
Take care of yourself, dearie.
Thank you, you too. What's back here? Oh, it's the bathroom. I could go into the supply closet, but you know what? She does seem alright, all things considered. Maybe a little bit too friendly with the young men such as myself and that other guy, but... Alright, let's get Nyoka this caffeinoid. Hello, Bennett.
Laws. Can't a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Laws? Oh, by the law. You use law to swear, don't you? You got a lot of brass from a man who's doing F all, though.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
You seem a little bit up yourself. Your neighbors probably aren't missing your company either, come to think of it.
And how should they know what they're missing? I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
Sanjar? But well, I say they're free from the boards. The board are barricading them in and blockading it. It's basically be with the board or suffer. It does sound quite nice, and you clearly miss the good old days.
Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't squabbling with the iconoclasts for lack of better things to do. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
No, not really. I was just... You seem somebody I wanted to talk to, and clearly you're not. Right, Nyoka.
You're back. Good news? Bad news? All of
News.
the above?
News. I got you your magic pills, but you know they're dangerous, right? There's harmful side effects of these, right?
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Oh, Ellie, please, I don't need
Exactly.
this.
See, I'm glad someone on your crew's got some sensible, got her head on straight.
Have you got your head on straight yet?
Ooh, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
That was fast. I gotta see about stocking some on the ship.
You Be
Ellie?
careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment.
So, you're addicted. You realize you're addicted. Look, I'm glad to have you. Let's go. I need a guide.
Great. Where to?
We need to go find an information broker. I was told you can actually help me find them.
Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
You know what? Ellie, you wait on the ship. I don't think you and her are good influences for one another. And the person we're looking for Max, I think might be here. Yeah, you wait on the ship, Ellie. You go check on your stocks and things.
Mighty big gun you got there. I'm looking forward to seeing you use it.
Stellar Bay had a vicar once. He took it upon himself to convince Graham's folk to come back to the corporate fold. Kept making the trip between the city and Amber Heights by foot. Kept getting himself into all sorts of scrapes. Day came when I found a book of his in the middle of a raft encampment. And still gripping it, too.
Oh.
The plan unfolds as the plan unfolds. To vicar and layman alike.
You've a little bit too much faith in the plan, if you ask me, Max. Maguire, before we leave, is anything we can talk about?
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Oh, thank you. You will take it. We'll butter him up.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
If you're keeping Nyoka company, you'll need a few to keep up with her.
Ain't a person on this planet who can keep up with me.
Not a drinker either.
We are talking about a drinking contest, right?
Now what can I do for you?
Let's probably not talk about Nyoka in front of Nyoka, but... Do you two know each other well? Do you know Nyoka very well?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. on account of her being here so often herself.
Hey, you ought to be paying me. Without me livening up the place, y'all would be wallowing in the misery that is your sad corporate lives.
I don't mean that unkindly, Nyoka. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Okay, Nyoka's not with corporate, and her outfit is rather fancy. I know why we're not used to seeing new faces around here. Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
Thought it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
I mean, it drew my attention, so clearly it's working. It's kind of flickering, though. You might want to fix it up.
Don't be so negative. It's what's on the inside that counts.
Fine words,
Speaking
but...
of, you look like you could use a bottle with something good in it.
You want me to buy more drinks? Look, I gotta get going. Thank you. It's good to speak to you. Nyoka, you are dressed rather fancy-like. We do have skill and perk points available. Let's have our fix. I didn't realize we were quite so withdrawn. I mean, I can't chastise Nyoka about her substance abuse problems. I've got a substance abuse problem. Now, that was it. Inspiration up to 40. I tell you what, we're gonna slam points into leadership right now until we get inspiration up to 40. Perks. Increase armor rating and skill bonus from any armor you wear. 100% skill bonuses, 10% armor rating. Mods aren't affected though, but still, 10% to armor, that's not bad, and 100% to skill bonuses, that's pretty damn good. Science weapon damage. Your next attack after killing an enemy is a guaranteed critical hit. That's pretty good too. Headshot kills deal 25% of their damage to enemies within 2.5 meters. Headshots, they're basically heads explode with such velocity that the bone shards then damage people around them. That's graphic. I'm going to go with Armor Master. I don't think there's a reason not to take Armor Master. Alright, Vicar Max, you've got a couple of perks actually. Hack when you're in the party, that's pretty useful. We'll go with that. And Nyoka. You wanna oh, that is a big gun. That is a very big gun. That's a very pretty gun. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gushing a little bit. The Tremor Cleaver. Oh my word. Okay, you clearly know what weapons you like. Hiking Gear Quilted. 19 armor. Anything... I somehow don't think you'd suit the top hat. It is more armor though. I mean, I'll give you this for now. You may as well have something to go on your head and keep you safe. Perks. Increase your ability to lie. Right, health, armor, range damage. Nyoka deals bonus damage to creatures. I'll go for the range damage for now. On Nyoka is in the party, you gain increased experience from discovering new locations. Interesting, she's a bit of an explorer then. Let's apply these. Right. I want you to be ranged. I want you to keep a medium sort of distance, maybe. Oh, max, because I got you. You had a shotgun originally. Let's give you the sawn off. There you go. Don't you feel more comfortable with that? Maybe?
Peels, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking
Now, I wonder if there's any other work we can pick up before we leave Monarch and Stellar Bay. Am I alright to just nip in?
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Another advance. What on a salary? You are clearly Sanjan Andy.
Well, new business turns up at last.
Oh,
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
no.
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
Oh.
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
I didn't, but you have a meeting with me, clearly.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon.
This
I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now,
I will.
what business brings you here?
I mean, I'm not like a big oh, you need to have a strong, firm handshake, but when it's just like a limp handshake of just like sticking out your hand and letting you do all the grabbing and the shaking, it's just awkward and uncomfortable. I'm not going to tell you what I am doing here. I'm doing my own thing. I'm charting my own path, going where the wind takes me.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm afraid not. This is more of an inside voice sort of thing to say. If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in this sprat-effed colony, I'm going to stab somebody. That's definitely the sort of thing I'm thinking on the inside, but it's not the sort of thing I would say on the outside. I'm afraid I'm not here for the salt tuna.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
I've only really spoken to one person about this, but it seems like you're the one who pushed the corporations away. Well, if you're free of the corporations, why... Well, I can guess why you want to bring them back. It's probably because they're ruining all business and destroying your little colony here.
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks.
Not when they gang up against
the
you.
So-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
Something to be said for perseverance. I endeavor to persevere myself.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
So they're still taking advantage of you then? Sounds like you're pretty tired of scrounging and scraping.
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
I don't know what intellectualism means, but if someone's willing to build us a few practical things around here, I ain't gonna judge them on account of their beliefs.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
He makes a good point, but... The problem is who's building the tracks and who's defining what's practical. Because it still sounds like you're being bullied by the other corporations. Well, what exactly do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
A lot of good that'll do. They'll just find another reason to turn tail and abandon you.
On your terms seems
Not if we secure
optimistic.
the proper safeguards first.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
She actually seems to be the brains of the operation. This lady seems to know what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Okay, I can get behind that, but how do you mean to do that? And hang on a minute, wait, no, let's circle back. How long is it taking you to figure out you need to defend your city sufficiently?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details.
Fair point.
And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
Bolt
And you'll
52.
have a powerful ally on the board.
Interesting. Could I do with an ally on the board? I mean, we could maybe change the board from the inside, perhaps. That wouldn't be so bad. It would be an easier transition for people, but it would be a bit of a power struggle with the already corrupt board. But this Bolt 52 sounds incredibly useful to you then. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Okay. Once you have the Bolt 52, what's the other part of the plan?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Nothing new then. Why are you saying it that way? What way? What way are you saying it?
Saying what? Which way?
Arms. Oh, the weird way you're saying arms, ARMS. Instead of, like, you know, my armies and my sleeveys.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
Something or other? Look, I'll see what I can do.
Good enough. I know when to settle. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Dangerous information. Sure, I will absolutely delete that dangerous information for you. 100%. And saying you know when to settle when your whole plan is basically negotiating your way back onto the board on your terms, I don't think you know exactly when the best place to settle is going to be. I think you're going to capitulate far too soon. I'm going to go. Can we talk to you specifically?
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
You really do seem more switched on than the other guy. You having money trouble, are you? When I walked in, you were talking about having an advance in your paycheck, I assumed.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Raptidon acid? Why the acid? Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why? Why are you buying so many random things?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
Oh.
Sort of a strong, silent type.
Okay, you're a little bit head over heels for
Unfortunately,
Sebastian.
my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Maybe you should just ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no?
It's just a risk you gotta take.
Maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask.
I guess.
Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Oh, okay. What do you see in Sebastian, though, before you go? I am curious.
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about.
And that's appealing.
Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Uh-huh. Are you sure you want to be with someone you can't talk to? Because kind of being in a relationship, the biggest part is you can kind of talk to them about anything. You know, and that they're your best friend. They're not just, you know, your partner. Or rather, your boyfriend. They are your partner. If that makes sense.
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. We all have, you know, we all like what we like. I'll talk to you later. I'll probably go ask the Sebastian out for you then, or go see what you see in him. Right, well, that's that. Oh, and you... vending machine. I've not seen a Monarch one before. Probably on account of them being blockaded. Salt tuna chunks packed in real seawater brine may contain additional ingredients at no extra charge. Real salt tuna, real seawater, real good. I should probably give this to... We'll buy that. I'm going to give the helmet to... That's my thing. Yeah, I'm going to give the helmet to Nyoka. Because she really doesn't have a good helmet. This will really increase her armor. Right, come along. It's... Oh, it's pitch black. Maybe we should find somewhere to turn in for the night before we actually head out anywhere. I need a fix. Oh, we never asked Celia about the poster. Sorry, Celia, before I go.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet?
No, I've only been gone like a minute. No, Grim asked me to check with you about his Tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago.
Oh.
I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
Velma in the warehouse.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Okay, well I'll go do that. Why do I have a feeling this nice simple job to ask about a poster, check if it's come in yet, it's going to turn out to not be a nice simple job, and it's in fact going to be a massive pain. They were complaining about Velma in here before, weren't they? And weren't those caffeinoid pills for Velma? Oh, there's Frederick.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
Yeah, see, they were.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
She gave him something.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
Wait, are you not sleeping? Are you just... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to pull a gun out. You're not just taking caffeinoid pills to stay awake, are you, and not getting any sleep? That's gonna hurt you. Right, hello?
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Catherine? I've not met a Catherine. I don't know any Catherines.
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately.
Yeah, I've
First, my
kinda getting the
autoloader
idea of
foreman
that.
stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Pescatological health manager. What, does he monitor the health of the salt tuna?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors.
Remind me not to eat the salt
He's a
tuna.
real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
I mean, surely you've still got, like, working hours, though. Free colony or not, you know, people are expected to turn up to work on time.
We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply.
Oh,
Something
okay.
else on your mind?
Yeah, actually, I did come into... Wait, Braxton's stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Stealing.
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Well... It's awfully nice of you not to say anything.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
I mean, it still can't be healthy or good. And he is still technically stealing. Who was... Right, focus. I'm here to ask about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell.
Nell?
That about cover it?
Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So she knew you were getting the poster. So this is about money then?
Damn right it is.
But didn't Grimm pay for it already?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
That's kind of a cynical way to look at it. I mean, it's technically correct, but you kind of had an agreement that you'd acquire it for him. Wait, when Nell pays for it? You've still got the poster then? Right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Okay, surely we can work something out, though.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
I don't really want to pay you anything for it. Well, I mean, if you get a reputation for, you know, not standing by your deals you make with people, like, oh yeah, I'll acquire this for you. Oh, sorry, I just given it to somebody else. They offered me more. You won't do a lot of business for very long. People won't like you, and you won't be trustworthy. You know, consider it a long-term investment rather than, you know, grabbing a short-term gain and losing all future deals you do.
I got a feeling you and Catherine would get on like tumors on a pig. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon.
Oh, I don't want to take that to sound too nasty. But... well, I've got the poster. Right, what's this about your foreman, though?
Caleb Herrick. Runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
How much are you paying them? Why don't you just pay them more?
Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
Okay. Well, maybe I could talk to him for you, perhaps. I'll definitely go have a chat with him, see what's up.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Just a bit. I'm not really a slapping around
I'm
person.
Joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
Oh, Nyoka's gonna love going back there. Do you know him already, Nyoka? So, about Caleb, though.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Okay, fair enough. Aren't they hard workers? Don't they deserve, you know, proper compensation?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll hear what they do from them.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I don't want to... I know why she can't give him a pay increase. They don't have the bits.
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple.
Exactly, I know. That's why I asked.
If I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
She's principled, in at least this area. I will begrudgingly give her that.
Thank you. I think. If Caleb
She has
wants
a
to
point.
keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Would you be willing to meet Caleb halfway when I go speak to him?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Oh. Sandra's gonna notice your shortfalls before long, and he'll... Well, you're the boss. Won't he hold you responsible?
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner.
Okay. Let's talk about something else. That's a little bit of knowledge I didn't necessarily
by me.
need to learn. Who is this Catherine you mentioned when I first came in here? Sublight... person?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
She sounds charming. I'll talk to you later. Alright, come on you two. We've got the post release. Let's go give that guy the good news, because at least then... Well, somebody's happy. Which way was the spaceport? Ah, this way. God old unreliable. Grim.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
You need to stop wondering if it's coming. It sounds like you've been winding people up. Here you go.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week.
Oh.
You know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Okay, thank you. I guess. Well, that's one job. I need a fix. There we are. Oh, that's better. Right. Who are we looking for? It was... You know, I can't remember his name. Caleb Herrick. Hangs out at the yacht club. Is there an upstairs that's not just like somebody's private room? Ah, you must be Caleb.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
That I am. You should have seen me coming in on that ship. Yes, Captain Hawthorne, Gavin. I'll go Gavin. Yes, Captain Gavin of the Unreliable, but... Actually, what is it to you?
Nothing at all. Just like to be friendly like with newcomers. It's the MSI way.
Fair enough. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm Captain Gavin of the Unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
You're working up to ask me to do something. What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares.
Uh-huh.
Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Okay. Oh, could it really be so bad that it made you walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
That's true, you do. But there aren't exactly more bits to go around. Well, I'm actually here to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Well, Velma's threatening to replace you with sublight contractors. That's the thing.
Nope. I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stellar Bay.
Wait, she did what? Wait, no, this is about Catherine again, is it? So, that little smug smile. First of all, not keen on it. Second of all, you know something that I could use to put pressure on her. Do you? If you wanted me to negotiate on your behalf?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
Rumors? Hang on, backpedal a bit. What's this about blackmail?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits.
Ah, no, here
So
it
far
is.
It's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
I knew it. I knew it. So it's not that you're against those tactics, you just don't want to get your hands dirty. I'll talk to you later. Right, you two, what do you think's worse? Stealing bits from them? Well, actually, if she's skimming profits off the top... Oh, and that's why she's so okay about Braxton taking those drugs. Because she's doing the exact same thing. I thought that was odd that she's principled about money, but not about him taking drugs.